interest this afternoon. Plenty of support from the Leigh Centurions as well. Never short of incidents and accidents. Leigh against Halifax. Gareth Hewitt, the referee, down from Whitehaven. To get the match underway, Halifax will kick towards the north stand in the first half. Morel looks to get this game underway, and looking at Gadwin Stringer at the side of him. A pretty big fella. Short kick-off opted for by Morel. Good work against him, but Gadwin Stringer in with the tackle with Ben Kate on the Centurions 30-metre line. A big collision there initially between Grady and Hansen. Griggs and Murray joining in. Some big collisions already. We're only the first minute of the game. Ball being stripped by Fairbanks, and Gareth Hughes puts the whistle to the mouth as early as the first minute. Give the Centurions a penalty for the alleged strip by Jacob Fairbank. And Craig Hall puts the ball into touch. Matautia plays it inside to Hutchinson, and Hutchinson hands it on to Richards. 12 metres out. Hyam from acting half gets the ball away. Hutchinson to Hall. Well, and a long pass on for the winger Evans there. Decided to go straight for the Halifax line. Matautia in again at acting half. Hutchinson running across, offload to Richards again. Richards stops 7 metres out. Halifax being asked the first question of their defence in this game. Hall gets the ball away to Matautia, and Matautia all wrapped up with 4 Halifax defenders round him, staying on the feet, so it allows them to get back into the line. Hutchinson kicks towards the post, and the chase was on from Bodie and Thompson, but not quite fast enough as the ball runs over the dead ball line. Will Sharp with Halifax's first touch of the football in this round 6 match. Ben Crooks all over him, a former member of the Super League Dream Team, Ben Crooks. Well, didn't get in it for giving penalties away like that, which has allowed Scott Morel to kick Halifax to halfway, and Tyra gets the ball to Griggs. Griggs to Morel. Morel to Fairbanks. Takes Fairbanks and needs to get up there. 3 defenders around him. Daniel Murray trying to spin out of the tackles. There's 4 men around him. He falls eventually inside the 40, and a knock on by Ben Kate, seen by the referee. I think seen by everyone. Ben Kate just a little knock forward. Centurions will get possession back, and that's not something Halifax coach Richard Marshall will want to see this side making mistakes early in the piece. Wants to keep the ball, build the confidence and get the territory, but not on this occasion. Rhys Evans in off the wing, former Warrington flyer, up down 7 metres from halfway. Hyam turns it inside. Halifax defence waiting in numbers. Kevin Leroya. Leigh spread the ball across the field. Hyam into acting half quickly again. Hansen, the Centurions captain. So much success with Wigan. Now hope he can convert into Centurions, but not at the moment. Last tackle, Hyam stands at dummy half. Hutchinson goes for the quick play, which looked a little bit forward, but it'll be a handover because the Halifax defence have held out again as Grady goes forward, gets to the 10-metre line. Centurion's defenders all over him. And Gadwin Stringer, a one-handed offload to Will Sharp. Well, must have called for it. Simon Griggs takes the ball up. Matautia for Murray then, and Murray goes through Hutchinson, who comes back at the second attempt. Griggs to Johnson. Johnson round the back to Woodburn Hall, out to Tyra. Will Sharp moves across quickly, and Johnson managed to get one off the side of the boot, but straight out of the field of play. And Johnson being helped to his feet by Crooks there, who made the challenge after the kick was taken. So it'll be a turnover back in the Halifax half. To the ball the Centurions have had so far have been in the Halifax half. The score remains 0-0. 5.5 minutes gone. Tackle is from Kay and Springer. Springer there again with Ben Kay and Simon Griggs. Hyam switches to the right hand side. Jordan Lilly with the inside ball to Crooks. Crooks put down 25 metres out from the Halifax line. Hyam Hansen. Hansen gets it to Hutchinson, and Hutchinson past to Leroy, but Leroy well marked by Morrell. Hall going back across Hutchinson, puts the kick in towards the post, and Hall chases his own kick and almost got there. Woodburn Hall kicking the ball out of the play into the south stand. Surrendering a dropout. Made distance as Morrell's kick. It's got almost a halfway. Hall picks it up and gives it to Harrison Hansen, who's stopped eventually, not put to ground, so allow him a quick play of the ball. Hyam to Hutchinson, gets his pass away to Richards, or Jordan Thompson rather, is at 15. Leigh 10 metres away. Halifax support screaming for the forward pass. Hutchinson, Hall gets the pass away to Matautia, but Saltonstall managed to stop Matautia there from going over the line or getting the ball away to Evans, and now Drew Hutchinson has a drive for the Halifax line, but he's stopped 2 metres away, and Gareth Ewer signals the last tackle. Jordan Lilly with the kick out wide, and Will Sharp loses the ball. Halifax are able to regather it. Will Sharp turn around to face his own line. And Tyra, well, only makes a couple of metres. Halifax supporters complaining about the offside. Well, they're stepping off the mark really, really quickly, the Leigh Centurions. And stopping Ben Heaton. Stifling Halifax's progress. And the referee has finally listened to the Halifax supporters and given them their second penalty. Although it took 4 tackles to come up with a call. Well, Halifax off the hook and allowed to kick the ball out of their own half on the second penalty, although Scott Morrell's only made it 5 metres from halfway on the Halifax side of the halfway line. Tyra to Shane Grady. Grady attracts 3 defenders to him, and Jordan Lilly looked to get up quite gingerly then, and he seems to be running off. An injury on the far side of the field. Morrell shows and goes. Well, didn't have the support, perhaps he didn't expect him to get through the gap. Simon Griggs to Ben Johnson. Johnson throws the dummy and gets thrown to the ground. Halifax forward on the left hand side. Simon Griggs unable to get the pass away. Pressure there from the Leigh defence. Last tackle again. Johnson to Morrell to kick for Saltonstall in the corner. Evans takes it in goal. And to get back into the field of play. Heaton there with a tackle. And Matautia tries to run it away. Looks for the penalty. Gets some, plays it quickly. And Dawson in off the wing. Taking a quick scoot and go from dummy half. Hyam. Craig Hall going for the 40-20. Saltonstall back to cover it at least 10 metres in field, so there's very little chance it was ever going to be a 40-20. Saltonstall caught 3 metres inside the Halifax 40. Ben Heaton throws the dummy, doesn't fool the defence though. Hansen bringing him down. And another penalty for Halifax, interference at the play of the ball. Well, all the 3 penalties Halifax have had have been in their own half. This one, the furthest one forward, has allowed Morrell to put the ball into touch 25 metres out from the Centurions try line. Morrell, long pass to Griggs. Griggs to Dan Merry. Merry falls when hitting the 3 Leigh defenders waiting for him. Johnson gets the pass away to Tyra, and Tyra gets it to Will Sharp, and it looked like a high one on Sharp. Gets on, plays the ball. Ben Kay to Johnson to Morrell, and Morrell kicks for Saltonstall to chase, and Evans will be forced to put that ball out of play and over the touchline. I think he's running to the fence and he's got up and seems to be alright, but Halifax putting pressure on again. Not much that Evans could do there apart from put the ball out of play. Halifax with the best attacking chance of the game. 6 tackles from the scrum on the Centurions 10 metre line. And Leigh, not surprisingly, not in a rush to pat down. Ben Heaton takes the ball on the short side. 2-on-1 challenge. And Ben Heaton comes off second best, 3 metres away from the Centurions line. Fairbanks. And Halifax perhaps a little too close to that Centurions line, allowing the Centurions out quickly as Johnson gets into Grady. And Grady was, well, he was caught by Thompson, but had the strength to shrug off Bodine Thompson's tackle and go over the Centurions line. Well, the best chance and the first chance that Halifax have converted in 2 points from a scrum 10 metres out. Shane Grady charging onto the pass. It looks like he might go for Springer, but he went as a dummy runner. Grady took the ball and Thompson had one hand on him but couldn't get the other one off before Grady shrugged him off and went over for Halifax's first points, and the first points of the afternoon belong to Halifax, and it's Halifax 4, Leigh Centurions 0. Shane Grady's first try of the season, the 5th of his Halifax career. Halifax taking full advantage of the territory given to them by that penalty. Tyra has no problem with the conversion. And makes it Halifax 6, Leigh Centurions 0. And Hall will restart to put the ball down and get the game back into action. Morrell comes forward for it and takes it and offloads to Woodburn Hall. Will Sharp, quick offload to Merritt. And Halifax looking for quick plays to perhaps force Gareth Ewer into another penalty decision, but not so far. Oh, another mistake, and it's Ben Kay again who's knocked on, but I think the actual play the ball from Tyra was a bit scrappy and made it difficult for Kay to pick the ball up. Leigh with a chance of an instant reply from the scrum on the 30. Craig Hall followed with Wakefield and Hull. Craig Hall witness as well. Been around for a while now as Craig Hall, and maybe that just working against Leigh in some parts with the likes of Iam and Harrison Hansen, who are getting on in their careers. Although same can be said of Halifax with Simon Griggs, who's made his debut for Halifax 2004 I think it was. Leigh gets the ball away. Hall, long ball out wide, is touched by Saltonstall and touched backward. No decision coming from the touch judge. Gareth Ewer looked at him to see if there was a knock on, and Saltonstall will drive it out again. There are 3 defenders around him. Slowing down the play of the ball as Jacob Fairbank will try and take it forward, and again there are 3 red and white shirts around him. Springer trying to get up and play it quickly. Leigh defenders all over him. And high fives all round for Gadwin Springer there for helping the referee's decision be made a little bit easier by trying his best to get away from the tacklers and get up and play the ball. And now Springer's got up to the 40, and the Leigh defence have gone back a long way there expecting the kick. Hyam's made no attempt to get out of the way, so Morrell has pushed him out of the way, and that'll be a 5th Halifax penalty. Well, it's within Tyra's range. He's staying out on the left hand side. Gareth Ewer having words with both Mickey Hyam and Harrison Hansen. Halifax again with Saltonstall to Ben Heaton, and Heaton stopped a metre short. Well, they're going to bring the ball, the quick play back, because there was another ball on the field. Well, quick thinking by Saltonstall, almost pepped Ben Heaton over for a second try there. Well, a second Halifax try. Fairbank. Big hit from Harrison Hansen. Griggs to Johnson. Johnson turns the defence one way, then the other. Still going is Johnson, and eventually dragged around and put to ground. Murray and Leigh Centurion seem to be stepped up a gear in defence as Ben Kay gets it to Fairbank. Fairbank gets the return back to Ben Kay. Murray out to Springer. Springer with one hand off, Springer with 2 hand off, and the ball given away. Halifax defending well. Well, there was certainly an opportunity there for Halifax if the ball had stayed in hand, but the Centurions bringing it back with Dawson. And managed to get the offload away. No, Crooks it was, managed to get the offload away. And the Centurions back over their own 40-metre line. No shortage of action. Leigh really fired into higher gear in defence then. Craig Hall gets it away to Matautia. Matautia to Evan. Shouts of a forward pass. Ignored by the officials. Matautia picks it up. He'll go from acting half. Gets the ball away. And that is a crunching tackle. Tackle by Tyra who's dislodged the ball and reclaimed possession for Halifax, and I think has come off second best there, Steve Tyra, as he walks back into position. Saltonstall takes it to the 20. Ben Heaton looks for a gap, and that looked high from Leroy. Got away with it, Griggs taking it forward. Leigh were light in defence on their right hand side. Ben Kay will get the kick away. It's not the best one, it's dropping in front of Rhys Evans. Evans, well, no options to go anywhere there. The Halifax defence had moved up, and Gadwin Springer has been replaced by Will Mayer for Halifax. As Leigh get back into the Halifax half of the field, and Crooks almost slipping through the defence there. Leigh gets the ball away to Hansen, and that one is called forward by the referee and supporters alike. Well, it was a close call, but the referee on the spot to see that the pass was forward. Well, still 6 points to nil, approaching the midway point of the first half. Will Sharp running hard and strong, coming in off the wing through the middle of the defence, and they're still slowing down the play of the ball. Will Mayer over the 40-metre line for Halifax. Ben Kay using to grade A. Score of the only try in this game so far, which Halifax lead 6 points to nil. Johnson gets it to Morrell, and Morrell to Fairbanks, and Fairbanks pumping the legs, taking him over halfway back into Leigh Centurion's territory. Ben Kay to Scott Morrell, and Morrell looks for the touch line, but it's about 3 or 4 metres away there, and Hall allowed to bring it back to the 20 for the Centurions. Evans, well, had a bit of space in front of him, and Fairbanks was the first there, and then Kay and Merritt, just for good measure, to put Evans down. Acton on for the Centurions. Well, here's a little bit of a temper as Jamie Acton, which he's lost once or twice in previous matches. But Leigh back in the Halifax half. Hansen driving it forward into Fairbanks, Merritt and Griggs, and pushed back over the 40. Last tackle signalled by the referee, and Jordan Lilley will do what Morrell did, drill it down the touchline with a little more success, finding the touchline 10 metres out from the Halifax try line. And Halifax walking back to where the scrum will form. Make sure they can take as long as possible to get some air into the lungs. And frantic stuff. Some big collisions. And some skillful rugby on show for what is probably the best day of the season so far weather-wise. Tyra, who made a massive contribution with that tackle about 5 minutes ago, knocking the ball out of the Leigh player's hands and then regaining possession. Ben Kay picks up one-handed, and Simon Griggs gets over the 40. Scott Morrell put down by Harrison Hansen, looked like he had support on his outside, and Woodburn Hall will kick down the touchline this time, and that one is good enough as it goes into touch 7 metres out from the Centurions try line. Craig Hall decided not to make a play for it. Woodburn's Hall finding the touchline. There'll be a scrum on the 10-metre line. 10 metres out from the Centurions try line. "17 minutes and the first half to go." Hutchin feeds the scrum, but out here will bring it away, gets it to Evans. Woodburn Hall chasing down Reese Evans. He made a desperate dive, couldn't stop him. Oh, Centurions are calling forward, and that's allowed Halifax to get back a little bit. That little mistake from Matauti here. And Matauti is put down by Will Mayer 30 metres out. Scrappy play the ball, Hyam. Dummies one way, brings back Acton back on the drop-off ball. He's put down 12 metres out. Hutchinson looking for a way through, looking for support, and then disappearing under 3 Halifax defenders. Lillette gives it to Acton. Ball from Acton half from Laroya, which was not the most accurate. Hyam will kick through and Fairbanks will pick it up, but unable to keep his feet and gets clattered from behind by Jamie Acton. Well, he got smashed in the face by Acton then. Well, I can't believe that's not one of the officials seen that one. And Fairbanks still down. Daniel Murray and Ben Kay will be greeted on the sideline with water bottles from Adam Tangata, yet to play this season. Brandon Moore replaces Ben Kay. Sean Jones replaces Dan Murray, and Jacob Fairbank, well, a little bit later, got to report something that he didn't actually see himself, Gareth Hewer, nor his sideline official. Halifax will run the ball out from their own red zone. Salt and Salt coming inside and managing to offload to Brandon Moore. Moore away to Woodburn Hall, who's almost through the tackles there. It was only Acton sliding down the body and taking the ankles that stopped Woodburn Hall's progress as Griggs gets up to halfway. Brandon Moore to Ben Johnson, and Johnson shows go from Johnson. Well, he's got support inside with Brandon Moore, and Brandon Moore will get Halifax the second try out of absolutely nothing. Ben Johnson showing a clean pair of heels to the Centurions defence, drawing in the last line. I think it was Dawson the winger, and only just on the field Brandon Moore in support, and the ball inside was perfect, and Brandon Moore over the Leigh Centurions try line for the second time, and Halifax lead 10 points to 0. Well, if there's one thing Halifax supporters have complained about in recent weeks, it's Halifax not having a half-back or a three-quarter that could break the line. But Ben Johnston has answered those criticisms there with a superb break through the defence. All credit to Brandon Moore for supporting that run and extending the lead to 10 points to 0, putting Halifax into double figures. And Steve Tyree doubling the lead from 6 to 12 with another successful conversion. he starts with a similar kick, just a bit deeper. No need for the acrobatics from Scott Morrell this time, as he takes the ball and gives it inside to Sean Jones. Fairbank running out wide, stopped by Matautier and Acton. Simon Griggs to Mayer. Three defenders up on him very quickly. Brandon Moore to Griggs, one hand off from Griggs, two handoffs almost, but then disappearing under three tacklers on the 30-metre line. And Sean Jones will take the ball up again and threatening to go through. Then he bounced Acton off. Scott Morrell will go down towards the touchline again and push the Centurions back into defending on a scrum on their own 10-metre line. Well, we've brought it out a little bit. It's 15 metres out from the Centurions try line. I don't think Halifax will mind where it is so long as they're in the Centurions red zone. Oh, almost a dangerous pass there. Tyre up quickly to make the tackle. Crooks, second down, wriggling about looking for a penalty but not getting one. Another pass that wasn't the most accurate. Well, a knock on. I suppose it was inevitable from the two dodgy, well not dodgy passes, but most incomplete passes. Weren't the most accurate. So it was inevitable there was never going to come there, and that it did with a knock on. The ball being put down on the Centurions 40-metre line. Minutes left of the first half. Halifax 12, Leigh Centurions 0. Woodburn Hall will take on the defence. Drew Hutchinson holding up Halifax full-back until Kyle Lovett and Kevin Leroy got there. Griggs takes the ball and then just short drop-off pass, and the Leigh defenders that went for Griggs got Mayer instead. Brandon Moore to Scott Morrell. Morrell trying to split the defence again and almost doing so, taking it back over the 20-metre line. Griggs to Johnson. Johnson almost through the defence again and getting some rough treatment from the Centurions defenders, perhaps for embarrassing them earlier. Oh, and Griggs is in for a second, looked round to pass, didn't need to pass because the try line was close enough for Shane Grady to go over 42nd try of the afternoon. And make it 16-0 for Halifax, a double for Shane Grady. Perfect pass, Shane Grady almost looking for support to pass through there. And they realised how close he was to the line, that he could just stride over, touch the ball down and stretch the Halifax lead even further. Almost complete 31 minutes for Halifax, the best of the season so far, against the team that came down from Super League and would have put themselves in potential for an immediate return, even though nobody knows what they're playing for next season yet. But Halifax are certainly setting out their intentions after a hit and miss start to the season. They're gelling now. Tyra has kicked the third conversion. Three from three. And 18-0. Well, nobody would have written this one in the script, even though Leigh are having a poor season. Sean Jones takes the ball, hit by the defence, but doesn't go, not going backwards. Acton wrestling to the floor. Well, a little bit of frustration showing on this Centurion side. Defence becoming ever more intense, and that must have been offside. Number 15, Jordan Thompson, was almost could have taken the pass in Halifax line. Jamie Acton's been spoken to. The referee indicating a high tackle of Jamie Acton. Well, he's already on report for one potential high tackle on Fairbank when he clattered him from behind. Morrell with another big clearance out of his own half. Goes to the 40-metre line in the Centurions half of the field, and Fairbanks drives it up. Acton and Leroy are the tacklers. Griggs.
Having a problem with the radio's not working.
Battery's going on that.
Battery's going on that.
Yeah, we sound this battery.
Battery left.
No, thanks for that. Halifax off again. Bernal into the corner, gets over the line and puts back into the field of play. And Halifax are in again. Halifax fans going absolutely wild as Ben Heaton forces his way over. Ben Heaton charges over for another Halifax try. Halifax stretches the lead yet again. 22 points without reply. For all the frustrations, Leigh Centurion not doing themselves any favours with their disciplinary indiscretions. And Steve Tyra, probably his most difficult kick so far, on the right hand side of the field. Kick 3 from 3 already. Kieran Purcell has taken Jamie Acton off, maybe as a precaution, but Steve Tyra is still slotting the goal. 4 from 4, 100%. 24-0, just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Halifax supporters in absolute raptures. Sean Jones again met by 3, having trouble to put him down as Jones drives his legs forward and eventually falls to the ground. Saltonstall comes up from acting half, and Saltonstall drills, still driving forward with defenders around him. Makes it to the 30. Brandon Moore goes from acting half, gets it to Scott Morrell, who almost gave himself up, then a bit of a hospital pass. Brandon Moore to Griggs. Griggs again with the handoffs, and eventually there's just too many Leigh defenders around him for him to go any further. Brandon Moore back to Morrell, drill it down the touchline again. Craig Hall watches it roll over the whitewash. There's Halifax back again in Leigh Centurion's red zone. Like Morrell and Hutchinson were just sharing a few words there as they approach the scrum. to reaction with the ball off the back of the scrum. Leroy spent time in the Super League with the LKR, Kevin Leroy. Forward. Oh, well that wasn't, but Morell's come up with it, and Halifax will go with the advantage. Tyra takes it, gets up, has a second go, and another Leigh stray pass, and Morell's off again for Saltonstall to chase, but that one will beat him into the corner, but it will put Halifax back in the Centurions red zone again with another scrum on the 10-metre line with 3.5 minutes left of the first half. The Centurions rushing to the scrum to try and get the clock stopped, which Gareth Hewer now signals time off. Interesting that the Centurions have suddenly got a rush on at 24-0 down, 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. They're keen to get the scrum down, and again the pass off the back of the scrum wasn't the most convincing, with Dawson having to reach for it. Crooks, or is that Dawson? Sorry, Crooks the first recipient, Dawson the second. The Centurions still trying to drive it forward, looking to salvage something out of this first half. Matautia gets the ball away. It's another error as Craig Hall was unable to take the pass in. Shakes his head in a mixture of disbelief and despair. I need some for this one as well.
Yeah, we're just having to sort it.
Well, another error. It only serves to improve Halifax's performance as they look to continue their dominance in this game. And Tyra takes the ball up, almost up to the Centurions 40. Brandon Moore to Griggs. Griggs takes it up to the defence, finds 3 defenders waiting for him in red and white. And Brandon Moore gets it away to Will Mayer. Short drop off ball. He's running back into the same heavy traffic that Simon Griggs was in. And here comes Griggs again. Johnson gets it away to Tyra. Ball goes to the ground, but it's gone backwards, says the referee. And Sharp chases onto the ball. Sharp chases onto it, and Shane Grady is in for a first half hat-trick, and it's not the tiniest of tries, but Halifax will take what they can into the dressing sheds at half time, a minute and a half away from that. Will Sharp's first kick and Grady's second over the line, and he beats the Leigh defence to the touchdown, while Steve Tyra is receiving tension around the head area, which suggests that Leigh Centurion tackles are getting a little bit over enthusiastic again. But that won't matter to Halifax, whose lead is extended again to 28 points to 0 with a Shane Grady first half hat-trick.
We're going to change the batteries. Change them in the headsets and stuff, so you're not working.
Don't pass in them.
Yeah, pass them.
Get them mixed up to get them back from
So they've just come off charge of them, so...
yeah, I mean, that's what's stopping it.
Well, it's beyond the Halifax supporters' wildest dreams is this one. (28-0). Can Steve Tyra finish with 100%, 5 from 5, with 26 minutes left showing on the clock. Well, Tyra has missed one. Maybe he's got double vision from that last tackle. 28-0, it's to be hoped those 2 points don't become crucial at the end of this game. Defending a big Leigh fight back. Halifax won't want to happen. Richard Marshall will be trying to make sure it doesn't happen, and Will Mayer will take the ball safely. The last action of the first half, and Halifax have been in scintillating form. 28 points without reply. 3 tries from Shane Grady. The highlight of the first half. Brandon Moore and Ben Heaton chipping in with tries of their own. They played a strong attacking rugby, put Leigh on the back foot all the time. Peter Matautier from the Leigh Centurions complaining to the officials as they leave the field. But one mistake from an official doesn't put you down by 28 points, which is the lead Halifax have got at half time. The blistering first half performance. It's Halifax 28, Leigh Centurions 0. Well, I don't know if Leigh have been sent out of the dressing room or have come out of their own choice, but they've been stood on the field waiting for Halifax to come out. Made pleasant listening to Kieran Purcell for his players. So Richard Marshall was more than happy with his team's first half performance. I think everybody in blue and white in this stadium we've certainly not seen a better 40 minutes from Halifax so far in 2018. Points without reply, and Halifax will get first possession of the ball in the second half. Ed Barber yet to go off the Halifax replacements bench as Will Sharp drives it forward. Simon Griggs getting up some speed there as he knocked the defenders back on contact, and Ben Heaton going inside and carrying Jordan Thompson with him as he makes it towards halfway, and there's a tap of the ankle, but the referee allows play on as Will Mayer drives it forward and is thrown to the ground by Bodine Thompson. Johnson's kick to put pressure on the defence, and Matautier turns up at full back for the Leigh Centurions. Goals move to centre on the far side, although Matautier is now joining the scrum, showing his versatility. And Halifax in ferociously with the first tackle. Keep doing it now. I think they've started it. I haven't. No, I've still got them here. Like Patrick of the Centurions taking the ball up. The man with Super League experience, and Halifax. So, much determination over the more experienced opposition this afternoon. Mismatch there with Ben Johnson taking down Bodine Thompson. Last tackle, Jordan Lillett will push the ball down to Woodburn Hall and then hope that some sort of error will be made by the Halifax fullback for today. He takes it safely, runs it back. Will Sharp bounces off the first attempt, gets a handoff on the second and gets brought down. by Ben Crooks. Halifax somehow keep the ball alive, and Sean Jones has got some pace up. Stopped by Lamb Patrick. Quick play the ball, and Saltonstall trying to put Woodburn all in the gap, but Bodine Thompson quickly marking Halifax full-back again as Morell looks for the kick towards the touchline again, and Matautia comes across in vain as the ball goes over the touchline once again for Halifax, who find themselves coming down on the Leigh Centurions 10-metre line again. Centurions using the short side. Reece Evans gets to the 20-metre line, and now Leroy caught by Sean Jones. I don't think maliciously high, but the way Leroy was falling, Jones slipping up towards the neck, and the contact was there. The referee had no option but to blow the whistle. Hutchinson to Lard Patrick. It's over the Halifax 40. Kyle Lovett makes another 10 for Leigh. Throws the ball away. Nobody paying attention. Lilly goes back to recover possession, and Centurion losing ground there. Lack of alertness on the Leigh Centurions side meant they lost ground, but Jordan Thompson making it up for them as he gets back into the 20. Hutchinson gets it away to Matautia, and Matautia, his run is all in vain as the referee spots another Leigh Centurions forward pass. Halifax with possession at the scrum. £28 0. It'll take a mighty effort for any sort of comeback. Halifax will be looking to continue their dominance of this game. Ben Heaton runs it away. Saltonstall steps inside, makes another 5 or 6 metres. Simon Griggs replaced by Ed Barber. Simon Griggs applauded off the field as Will Mayer with a side step takes him back inside, but only into Kyle Lovett. Will Sharp loses possession. Hutchinson away, and Craig Hall is going to get the ball from the mistake. Morell. Chase is in vain as Craig Hall goes around behind the post to score the Centurions' first points of the afternoon. So Halifax trying to keep the ball alive. Maybe just getting a little bit cocky, coming up with the error. It was Will Sharp to put the ball down, allowing Hutchinson to swoop on it to put Hall in for a try. Conversion by Lilly makes it 28-6, so a sniff of hope for the Centurions. Momentary lap from Halifax. And we're hoping they can make up for that error, which is a costly one. Morell kicks long and deep. We don't normally get forward catching the ball. Jordan Thompson did that for the Centurions and carries it on a 12-metre return back towards the Halifax half, and that's a strong run by Leroy, finished eventually by Fairbank and Ben Heaton. And Fairbanks there again, around the ankles. Barber and Jones around the top, trying to stop the progress of I Love It. And Leigh suddenly making a lot of metres, and that's going to be a penalty. Well, Jacob Fairbank making no attempt to get out of the way. Referee penalised Mickey Hyam in the first half for the same thing. And 2 penalties, and Halifax in the second half, and Halifax could be teetering a bit. Craig Hall will go on his own for the line. Well, he's got over. Halifax has dragged him out of play. That's a great effort from Halifax, holding Craig Hall up. Well, the Centurions can't believe what's happened. I don't think Craig Hall quite can. Saltless Salt. Well, another penalty for Halifax, and that's a high tackle on Saltless Salt, who's back on his feet very quickly. Quite a turnaround from Leigh putting pressure on. Halifax giving them a perfect position with a penalty. Massive effort by the Halifax defence to carry Craig Hall with the line over the dead ball line. Scott Morrell trying to sneak a few seconds by tying up the bootlaces. Puts it in the eyes of the Leigh supporters. And then deposits the ball into touch 8 metres from halfway. Another high tackle gives Halifax another penalty, and there is another case for a penalty with Bodie and Thompson making contact with Tyra's head. Johnson to Grady. Grady looking for the gap. Brooks and Lilly the tacklers. Springer back on for Halifax up to the 20-metre line. Halifax looking for a reply to maintain that big scoring, that big lead advantage that they've got. And Ed Barber takes the pass off Morrell, but it's tackled 15 metres out. Gareth Ewer stands with his hand in the air. Morrell a little jink through into the in-goal area, and that came off Leigh Centurion's hand. I think it was Crooks who for some reason put his hand out to him. He was never in a position to get hold of it. The ball out of play with a touch of a Leigh hand means Halifax will get possession back from the dropout under the post. Just taken by Jordan Lillet. Makes the 40-metre line, and Ben Heat stops it with his feet, then picks it up, charges the ball back to the Leigh defence, making 11 metres. Will Mayer drawing the defenders to him, making them work. Hansen there again to take down Brandon Moore with some help from one of his teammates. Grady cutting back inside. He's got a first half hat-trick, maybe looking for a second half hat-trick as well. Shane Grady complaining to the referee about being held down. Here goes Johnson again, splitting the defence almost. It's out here, managing to make the tackle. Last tackle, Morrell chips through. It's in the in-goal area, so Leigh will have to clear it again. And this time more convincing from Crooks, but he had no option but to boot the ball out of play on that occasion. It's Hall that's taking the drop out this time. Woodburn Hall gives it to Springer on halfway, and Springer charges it back into the Leigh defence. 3 defenders to stop him. He's quite a size. He's gathering Springer, and he's really a handful with a ball in hand. Mayer gets it away to Johnson, and Johnson looking for the step, gets away from 2 defenders. Johnson has Matautia to beat, but Matautia gets him again and looked like he dropped the late elbow on him. Johnson's got up, looked Matautia in the eye, quick ball out from Woodburn Hall, gets the Saltless Salt, Barber's hands as well. And Saltonstall has managed the offload. Woodburn Hall picks it up, goes to the defence, and he now attracts defenders to him 8 metres out. Ben Johnson kicks behind, Matautia picks it up. Oh, touch John for something. Jordan Lilly holding his hands out. I'm not sure what quite went on there, but touch judge has seen something. Another Halifax penalty. Another opportunity to put pressure on this Centurions line as they edge forward and edge forward. Referee pulling them back. Springer. Ball down, 8 metres out. Brandon Moore looking for Merrill at the right hand side and finding him as Ed Barber charges onto the pass, and it takes 3 to stop him. 3 metres out. Brandon Moore with Morrell on the right, comes back to the left, finds Will Mayer. Mayer takes Halifax to within 4 metres of that Centurions line. Springer, the dummy runner, on. Woodburn Hall gets it away. Well, Tyra looked like he copped another high one there, but it finished up around the chest. Dawson and Springer taking the short ball. Oh, looks out the back. Sean Jones looking to do the same, but put to the ground. Last tackle. Brandon Moore gets it away. Oh, Grady misses it. Tyler gets it again, and Dawson gets flattened again with a high tackle. Tyler gets flattened again. Dawson's losing it a bit. The referee fails to spot another high tackle. Tyler's been hit round the head twice in the last couple of minutes on this side of the field, and it's gone unpunished. Both touch judges are on. Well, what did they see? Gareth Ewer didn't, if he saw anything. Will Mayer has been replaced by Dan Merritt. Well, said before the start of this game, plenty of incidents. Well, there's been another high tackle, goes punished eventually. Gareth Ewer was willing to continue then. Tyra, there's a clash of heads again as Tyra gets dunked to the ground. Gabriel Springer gets it away. Dan Murray's first involvement ends 8 metres away. Morrell throws the defence, turns back inside. Well, the perfect response for Halifax here with all the pressure they've had, the penalties, the dropouts, would be points on the board. Barber gets the pass away. Did it come off a Leigh hand? It did. It's 6 more tackles to Halifax. So more pressure for Leigh to absorb. As Ed Barber tries to get up and play the ball. Morrell. It's a pass away to Jones, who's still scrambling on his knees towards that Centurions line. Eventually stopped by Harrison. Morrell with a no-look pass to Murray. Stopped 6 metres out. Brandon Moore trying to go on his own. There's 3 defenders around him. Halifax again close to the line, find the defence stifling because they're allowed to come out pretty quickly. Ed Barber tries to kick behind the defence, but Halifax won't mind because Craig Hall has not gone. Well, he had to go for it because it was a teasing kick. So with only Reece Evans left behind Craig Hall, could have been opportunities if that kick had gone through. 15 minutes gone in the second half. Halifax 28, Leigh Centurions 6. And Halifax have spent most of the first 15 minutes, or certainly most of the last 5 minutes, in that Centurions red zone, forcing dropout, getting penalties, and then an error, that one over the top of Ben Johnson. Ben Heaton picks it up, and Ben Heaton is still managing to make metres forward towards that Centurions line, despite a scrappy pass, almost losing Halifax ground. Got ready in the thick of the action again there. Johnson sees Grady, and Grady, well, looked like there's another attempted high tackle. Grady trying to get up and play the ball. Brandon Moore gets it away to Ben Johnson. Morrell kicking outside, and there's a chase on now. Craig Hall. Well, there's not going to be anybody there to take him over the dead ball line this time. Craig Hall is going to go 70 metres. Tucks the ball down under the post. Craig Hall, his second of the afternoon. It could have been his third had it not been for Halifax defending earlier. But for all the pressure and the penalties, the dropouts and the errors, all Halifax have is the sight of Craig Hall disappearing into the distance after a poor kick was collected by him. Craig Hall going the full 80 metres, touching down the side of the uprights. Halifax 28, Leigh Centurions 12. And 23 minutes to go in this second half. And I think Leigh will fancy the chances after keeping Halifax out. Morrell keeping his kick low. Lilly gives it inside. Acton back on for the Centurions. Or maybe chance of a few more penalties with Jamie Acton back on the field. Hanson loses it. Thankfully for Halifax, it's knocked the momentum out of the Centurions a bit, who were could have been on a bit of a high after that try, but so often mistakes made after a team has just scored usually is not defending the kick properly. But on this occasion, Harrison Hanson with a loose carry gives Halifax possession back, but Halifax know they're going to have to work hard to get more points, as Leigh made it so difficult in that last 5 minutes when Halifax threw everything at that Centurions line. Ben Johnson brings Tyra back on the inside. Brandon Moore gets it to Dan Murray, and Murray gets to the Centurions 20-metre line. Brandon Moore out to Morrell. Morrell brings Barber back on the inside, but the Leigh defence had spotted what's going on there. Brandon Moore struggling to find any space with the red and white shirts around him on the 20-metre line. Halifax struggling to make progress forward. Ben Kay back on, Gadwin Springer driving the ball forward. Last tackle 10 metres out, and Ben Kay with a little chip through. Gadwin Springer, Halifax have got 6 more tackles, might not need it with Johnson running riot in that Centurions defence. Ben Kay from Acton half. Ben Kay tries to get the low trajectory, but Jamie Acton and Matauti managing to keep the Centurions line intact. Halifax looking for the advantage out wide as Ben Heaton tackled by Rhys Evans on the far side. Morrell to Daniel Murray again. Murray tries to break through that Leigh defence without success. Brandon Moore to Ben Johnson. Woodburn all linking up from full back. Woodburn all being pushed towards the touchline. Last tackle again. Halifax finding it much more difficult to break down this Leigh defence this time. Johnson gets it away to Grady. Grady out to Tyler. Oh, great pass from Shane Grady. And Tyler, well, no double vision this time. Went straight at the line and put the ball down. And it's been a while in coming, but Halifax have re-stamped their authority on this game. And there's a yellow card for somebody. And it looks like Dawson has pushed the referee too far. And Gareth Hewitt has decided Dawson will spend 10 minutes in the sin bin. And Steve Tyler has a 4-pointer to add to his 4 conversions. Well, ironic that the man they've spent trying to take out of the Halifax side with a number of head-high tackles has managed to force his way over in the corner, but Grady's pass was so quick. Looking the ball out under the right hand, under the left arm. Leigh defence didn't know where it had gone. Grady just looked like dynamo to the Leigh defence then, the speed at which that ball moved round, and Steve Tyler's conversion went in a straight line and across the face of the uprights and to the right hand side of that far post. So will stay at Halifax 32, Leigh Centurions 12. 18 and a half minutes left. Halifax with a 20-point lead. John Lilly opting for the short kick. Ed Barber loses it off his head, and there's an offside against the Centurions. Again, Morrell kicks Halifax into the opposition half with Saltonstall. And thinking about the pass and then disappearing under 3 defenders. Morrell moves into acting half. Springer charging it into that Leigh defence. Well, he's making them work. The big unit is Springer. Acton after Ben Kay, dragging him to the ground. Brandon Moore away to Morrell. Morrell out to Heaton. Spins out of one tackle of Craig Hall. Heaton but put down on that far side. And Ed Barber shows a dummy, goes on his own, looks for support and then almost steps out of the tackle. 10 Halifax to within 5 metres and Ben Heaton kicks it. Well, it came off a Leigh foot but not played at. Referee Gareth Hewitt, so Leigh will get up and play the ball. Dan Murray all over Matautia, draws another penalty for the Centurions. Disciplinary wise they've been pretty good of Halifax. That's just the 4th penalty. Might be a bit worrying that 3 have come in the second half. And the Centurions giving 10 away. And also down to 12 men for now. And the man on report, Jamie Acton. Iams back on. The ball to Hansen. Iams to Hutchinson. Hutchinson gets the pass away to Matautia, and Matautia gets it out wide to Evans. Evans is against Saltonstall, and Evans has managed to get the ball down. Well, for all their efforts, Halifax just can't shake off the Leigh Centurions as Rhys Evans forces his way over. There was two Halifax defenders on him then, Saltonstall and Barber, but Evans was still able to get over the line. Ben Heaton is receiving attention on the floor, 10 metres out from the Halifax line. Well, Jordan Lilly lines up the conversion. And a few were allowing the clock to run on while Ben Heaton receives attention. Ben Heaton out of the way so that Lilly can take the kick, and eventually, to the joy of the Centurion supporters, Gareth Hewer stops the clock. He's now put it back on again. And Jordan Lilly's kick.
Number 28, Jordan Lilly.
Puts the lead to 14 points. Just under 15 minutes to go. Well, Leigh looked to be down and out at 28-0. But so far they're obviously listening to what Kieran Purtill said at half time and responding to that first half Halifax performance with an improved performance of their own in the second half. Well, I am using Acton as a shield there, surely. And here's Acton with the ball now, just short of the Centurions 40-metre line. Back to Thompson to Hutchinson, and Hutchinson kind of stepping it out, gets the ball away to Hyam. Leigh trying to keep it alive, and then Matautia, he gets it out in the tackle. Referee waves play on. And Merrick and Springer and Morrell making a tackle eventually just inside the Halifax 40. Jordan Lilly will run at the defence. Will he try and offload? No, it's the last tackle. We're looking for Hutchinson. Kick off the outside of the boot, and Woodburn Hall will make the ball safe for Halifax, 3 metres away from his own line. Ben Heaton, who's receiving attention a couple of minutes ago, gets up and tries to duck under the defenders. Woodburn Hall backs up with a scoot and go from from acting half and gets dumped on his back for his troubles by Mickey Hyam. Saltonstall mobbed by Leigh defenders. Will Sharp, struggling to make ground. Back to Morrell for the kick. And they were offside by quite a way then, the Centurion defenders. Halifax claiming it came off a Leigh hand. Well, a rather desperate attempt. Gavin Springer is off the field for the second time. Simon Griggs going back on. Hutchinson looking to get it out to Matautia, and Matautia trying to show some pace, and Rhys Evans has, well, he got puddled over the touchline. He managed to stop it going out of play at the first attempt, but then was knocked out of play with the ball. It give possession back to Halifax, and they'll be desperate for as much as they can have in the last 12 minutes. Scrum. 22 metres out. Leigh dropping out some of the forwards into the defensive line as Will Sharp takes into Harrison Hanson and Jordan Thompson 20 metres out. Ben Kay to Shane Grady, and Grady pushing the defenders back. Acton comes in and forces all three players to the floor. Morrell gets it away to Sharp. Sharp out to Saltonstall, and Saltonstall trying to force his way over, but does well to stay in play on that far side of the field. Ben Heat, quick ball inside, not much Ed Barber could do there. Defence out quickly, Hyam all over him. Griggs takes it up by himself, brought down 4 metres away. Halifax have players screaming for the ball on this side of the field. Ben Kay has got to the line. Has he got the ball down? Not so, says the referee. There'll be a handover and they'll play the ball on the 10 metre line. Ben Kay helped up by Mickey Hyam. Crooks driving the ball out. Rhys Evans and help out the forwards. The ball's taken up almost to the 30 metre line. Crooks again gets the pass away, and a thunderous tackle dislodges the ball from the carrier. And I think it was Ben Heaton who made the tackle. Was it Scott Morrell? But so such was the impact that the ball came out of the ball carrier's hand, and Halifax will get possession of the scrum. Less than 10 minutes to go. Dawson ready to come back on.
Substitution for Leigh Centurions, number 16, Lan Patrick, number 10, Jamie Acton.
Ben Heaton running at speed into 3 defenders. Tackle the 30 metre line, quick play the ball. Daniel Murray has pushed Jordan Thompson away, the first attempted tackle. Ben Johnson, short ball to Grady, gets it back to Johnson, gets it to Woodburn Hall, back inside, and Peter Matautia has saved a certain try there. Ben Johnson and Woodburn Hall combining brilliantly along with Shane Grady down this near side. Halifax get the ball again from another Leigh Centurions error. Going to make changes again with Liam Hood, who's only just left the field. Coming back on, short side play, Will Sharp. Well, running out of options, scrum breaking up heavily down the near side, narrowing Halifax's options. Simon Griggs gets the ball away to Dan Merritt. Ben Kay, Simon Griggs to Morrell. Morrell fires it out to Ben Heaton, but Heaton unable to get away, but Halifax keep it moving after Saltonstall picks it up. Sean Jones is put down 8 metres away. Ben Kay to Simon Griggs. Loose pass picked up by Sharp. Sharp to Grady. Grady to Tyra. Tyra for a second. Tyra in for a second. And it was all scrappy at the other side of the field. But Saltonstall picked it up and Halifax pulled the ball across the line. Steve Tyra dropping the shoulder, putting inside. Leigh defence, well, couldn't turn around and stop him. Couldn't make the adjustment. And Tyra's second try. It's Halifax. Halifax's second try of the second half, 6 points in the second half, and the other ones came from Steve Tyra scoring a try as well. That puts the game beyond doubt now, surely. Halifax 36, Leigh Centurions 18. With the conversion, but the last one just to the right hand upright from a little bit further out than this, and we're looking for success this time, and got the success this time. Halifax 38, Leigh Centurions 18.
And the conversion for Halifax sponsored by Vision Express, number 3, Steve Taylor.
Well, 6 minutes to go. And again, the short kick-off, and they came up with it last time, did the Centurions. And they'll come up with it this time after Ed Barber knocks it forward into Ben Kay's hands. The referee has no option but to give a penalty for offside. So Leigh looking for late consolation after looking as though they might present a comeback in the second half. It never materialised. Lilly takes the ball. There's an interception from Johnson. Well, he's going to struggle to go anywhere. And Matautier has hold of him, puts him to ground. Will Sharp up from acting half, still full of running. Barber takes it up to halfway. Ben Kay from acting half, pushed back towards halfway, loses 2 metres. Kay plays it on halfway. Murray, Daniel Murray driving it in hard and strong. Last tackle, looking for Morell, who'll be quite happy just to bob it over the top, put it into touch on the far side, and put the Centurions back in their own red zone. Kieran Purton still searching for the winning formula. There's no doubt Richard Marshall and his men have found it this afternoon. Matautier gets it all, and almost an interception from Woodburn Hall, but that will give Leigh Centurion 6 more tackles as Crooks is caught with the ball. Dawson runs the ball up to the 40, stopped by Grady and Johnson. Hyam into acting half. Lilly gets the pass away to Jordan Thompson, stopped 5 metres from halfway. And here comes Leigh again, good effort, still going. It's Jordan Thompson. Hyam inside to Lilly. Hutchinson kicks, Saltonstall goes back to collect, and Halifax will begin their next set of 6, 2 metres out from their own line, and Scott Morell got up walking about gingerly on that right leg then, but seems to be okay. Will Sharp through the first tackle, then thrown to the floor by Hutchinson. Saltonstall in again, looking for work. Jones three lead defenders, 2 metres short of the Halifax 40. We're looking for gone to Johnson for the kick. Scott Morrell leaving the field, maybe as a precaution. That's captain replaced by Brandon Moore. Dawson trying to make some sort of amends for getting himself sent from the field for 10 minutes. Hyam tries to get the pass away. Game off Halifax hand. 1 minute 38 seconds left, and Leigh will start again with 6 tackles. Jordan Lillet gets the ball out wide. Liam Hood, Shane Grady has been awarded the man of the match for his hat-trick efforts.
And the Halifax man of the match award was chosen by the
not the man of the match, but the Hitman Award.
Goes to Halifax's number 7, Ben Johnson.
Johnson being given the man of the match. Well, he looks to be hobbling a bit, does Ben Johnson. I'm not sure, it looks like he might have a little bit of cramp, but staying out wide in the defensive line is Johnson as Jordan Thompson gets it to Hyam. Hutchinson looking out wide. Saltonstall gets the ball. It's a foot race. Saltonstall's got 50 metres to go, 40 metres. Defence trying to chase him down. He gets the ball back inside of Ben Heaton, kicks it on. Well, a good chase by the Leigh defence. It was Liam Hood who finally got to Saltonstall. Halifax's next game either from the Championship will take on Oldham in the Challenge Cup. Leigh won't be relishing the challenge of Batley in the next round. A hooter sound for the end of the game, and it's been a convincing performance from Halifax. The first 40 minutes in it for them with a flawless performance, and they only gave away 1 penalty. Not so good in the second half as you were expecting from the Centurions to fight back. Craig Hall with 2 tries, Reece Evans with a try, and Lilly with 3 conversions. Looked like there may have been a comeback on when it got to 28-12, but 2 tries from Tyra and a conversion settled the nerves in between and around the Leigh Centurions second half performance. Overall, a dominant performance by Halifax, stepping off the gas a bit in the second half maybe, but they won it by half time, and they've certainly won it by full time in convincing fashion. Halifax 38, Leigh Centurions 18.